For about the past 6 months, I feel like I wake up in the morning and I am getting ready to go into battle. I literally wake up and the first thought I have is, what do I gotta do today? What's today gonna be like? What mood is my toddler going to be in? That's very important. How are we stocked for food? How are we stocked for cleaning supplies? How am I gonna get work done today? Which also is tied to how is my husband gonna get his work done today? Because, like I said, toddler. And then it's off to the races. It's Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting. It is email after email after email. And between all of that, I am coaxing a toddler to not please throw food at the dog. I know it's very funny. If you have any suggestions how to get that to stop, I am all ears. Like many of you, I wake up and I feel like it's like another day and we just gotta get through it. We just gotta get through another day. I gotta make sure the kid and the dog are fed and watered and sufficiently exercised. I need to feel like I'm a productive employee, have my meetings, send off the emails, and at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted despite doing, and it's weird, I do work all day, and I take care of a kid all day. And I'm busy all day. And yet at the end of the day, I'm exhausted and I'm looking back and I feel like the whole day just passed me by. It's just gone. And indeed, this is actually a worry I've had lately because there just isn't enough to worry about these days. It's been 5 months, almost half a year since Purim. And Purim, if you were here, it was packed, it's mind-boggling now. Hundreds of people were in this building simultaneously, 3 different services, little kids running around and older folks and food people were eating. And there were people in masks, so in that sense it was very similar to now, but otherwise, you can't even imagine what life was like 5, almost 6 months ago. And since then, it feels like it's just been one day at a time. Just gotta get through one day at a time, which became get through 1 week at a time, and 1 month, and now here we are, almost half a year later. It's mind-boggling. Where did all of that time even go? Because it's not like we haven't been busy this whole time. It's not like we haven't been extremely busy doing extremely important things. We've all been thinking about extremely important things for the past almost half year. Our health, our family's health, our jobs, the state of the country, the state of the world. It's not like we've been on vacation for the past 6 months, but where has all that time gone? My worry has been, lately, that time is running away from me. I am so busy trying to take care of really important things that I'm perhaps missing other really important things as I just try to get through one day at a time. One battle at a time. Jewish tradition teaches about going into battle when the Torah teaches, literally, when commanders are getting ready and they have all their troops lined up in front of them to battle. Their lives are on the line. They are fighting for the lives of the Israelites. They are fighting for their land. This is the highest stakes there could possibly be. The commanders have to line up all their troops right before. And they have to go in front of them and they have to ask, Mi ha'ish asher bana bait chadash. Is there anyone among you who has built a new house and has not lived in that new house yet? If so, they should go home and live in it. Really? A house? It's just a house. Surely fighting for the nation is more important than one person's house. The Torah continues. Mi ha'ish asher natak kerem. Is there anyone who has planted a vineyard and has not harvested from it yet? If so, let them go home and harvest. Grapes, that's worth, really the fruit, that's why you can just not fight in the battle? That seems weird, but okay. Mi ha'ish asher eras isha. Is there anyone who is engaged but has not yet gotten married? If so, go home, get married. I'm all for love, of course, but come on. What is one wedding versus the fate of the nation? Seems like no comparison really can be made there. Relatively speaking, Doesn't even seem that important. The Torah is saying, however, that yes, your battles are important. They're really important, and you have to fight them. And just as important, perhaps more so, is your house, meaning your home. Who and what is in your home? What makes you feel warm and loved and safe? And it's your vineyard, meaning your profession or your hobbies or your passions, all those things that tap into parts of you that actually give you energy, those things that you do that make you feel fulfilled. And it's your relationships. It's the people you love. You have to take the time, the Torah says. You have to intentionally set aside time to have moments where you look around just for a moment, and you realize that you're home and you're comfortable and you have all the things that you need. And that's amazing. And you have to have a moment, at least one moment during your day, where you look at yourself and realize, I am a person with creativity and passion and abilities and skills, and there's things I bring to the world that make the world better. And that is amazing. That's amazing. And you have to have a moment where you look at your relationships, at the people around you, your spouse or your partner, your kids, your parents, your siblings, your cousins, your friends, your people, your people. You know who your people are. You're unique and beautiful and ever-changing human beings that you're surrounded by who love you and whom you love. They're there. They're real. They add so much to your life. And that's wow. Just a moment of wow. The Torah is saying that in the midst of all this hectic anxiety of getting the day done and done well, we have to carve out moments, small moments of gratitude and love for our home, for our passions and abilities, and for our relationships. For me, and I realize this sounds hokey, I know this sounds hokey, bear with me. There are times, not every time, but there are moments when I stand in front of the fridge and I do that thing where I evaluate, like what's in there. And I think, okay, this is going bad, and this we need to use up, and oh my gosh, we're running out of this thing. And I just kind of stop, and I realize my fridge is darn near full. And I thank God in every part in the chain that got all of that to me. I want for nothing. That's amazing. When I get all keyed up about work and I feel very anxious about making high holidays the best dang high holidays for y'all, and trust me, I'm anxious. Many of us are. We want it to be the best. We want it to be the best, all of us. So I have to have a moment, every once in a while, I try, where I kind of zoom out and I look at myself from above. And I look at myself and I think, I love doing this. This is the best use of my abilities. This is my passion. And thank God I get to exercise it. I'm anxious, yes, I am, sure, but I'm excited. I'm excited about this too. And relationships, carving out time to have a moment, just one moment even, in a relationship. It was early in the morning this week, one morning. I took David, the toddler from before, throws food at the dog. I took him out on the balcony because he likes to putter around the potted plants, but it's kind of, if truth be told, it's like a twofold thing, because if he's outside, he just wants to play and all the stuff on the balcony, and he doesn't want to cling on to me. So it gives me a little break. It's a little break for mom. Ema needs a break every once in a while. So since I had a break on this particular morning this week, well, he was not physically attached to me, I did what a lot of people do. I sat down and I was on my phone, just scrolling through. And I heard him squeal or babble, I don't remember. He made a noise, and I looked up to make sure he was, alive, and he was. And instead of looking back at my phone and going back to scrolling, I just kind of watched him. I just watched him do what he does. He's exploring all the plants and pulling out some of them and digging with his little spade and dumping dirt over there and the dog and over the edge. And I thought about how little he was when this all started. He was so little, he wasn't even walking, which is wild to think about. He's grown up so much. And instead of being sad about that or worried, I was just in awe of him. Just this little human who's so busy now. He has so much to do. He has a lot going on. He has things that he likes and things that he wants. It's amazing. This little person he's becoming. And in that moment, in that one singular, very small moment, I wasn't just getting through the day, just making it through. I was living in that moment, one very beautiful, very little moment with one very beautiful little boy. The Torah is telling us, which means that God actually is telling us, that we can't ignore our battles. They're important, but we must take the time to recognize and be grateful for and let our hearts and souls grow strong on our home and our passions and abilities and on having people in our lives who love us into being. Without them, the Torah teaches, we literally cannot soldier on. And so, when it comes to carving out those moments, on that, we cannot delay. So good luck, and Shabbat Shalom.